Hello everyone, thought I'd update you on the adventure today. So we've left Tataouine and we are now in Guermassa, as you can see. Got the massive citadel up there on top, the abandoned village. We were up there a lot of the day yesterday exploring. How that is not a UNESCO World Heritage Site, I do not know, because that's one of the most amazing places in Tunisia that I've seen so far. I'm probably going to dedicate an entire video to it, it was so cool. But anyway, plan for today is we are heading out into the desert. So we are going to shoot straight west. It's about 75 kilometers, I think. We are heading to Ksar Ghilane, which is an oasis town on the edge of the desert, on the edge of the Erg. We're going to head over there. We're going to check out, there's a Roman fort a couple of kilometers into the desert. And then from there, we're going to drive about 20 kilometers south, and we're going to get to where we're staying for tonight, which is Camp Zmela, which is basically a desert encampment. We are currently driving south along the pipeline road to Ksar Ghilane, and we have happened across a stage of the Fenix Rally, which is taking place over the next few days. So it starts in Douz, and I think there's 6 different stages where they head out into the desert for about 1,100 kilometers of driving. And look at some of these 4x4s. Right, I've made it to Ksar Ghilane, and this is the first stop on my visit. This is the monument to General Leclerc. He marched over 2,000 kilometers from Lake Chad through the desert over here so that he could then get involved in the fighting in World War II around the Mareth line. I think the last thing I'd want to do after marching 2,000 kilometers through the desert is go and fight some Nazis, but well done, General Leclerc. So we found the hot spring in the center of town. Look at this. You can see it bubbling up there. I'm now wandering around trying to find the entrance to the Oasis Hotel. And look, just out the back of town, sand dunes. Well, that didn't take very long. We are off on a quad bike to go out into the desert and see the Roman fort. Tisavar fort. So this place was built during the reign of Commodus, and this is essentially a frontier post. This is on the edge of the Roman Empire. You've got 20 or so rooms. This will be where the soldiers will have slept. Join the 3rd Legion Augustus, they said. See the world, they said. And look where you end up. In a rather small room. Probably less sand back then. And then there's your view. Yeah, a long way from anywhere. We are now on the piste to Camp Zmela. Look at this. So it's about 20k of this, or just under, driving south. And it's not, I mean, it's bumpy, but it's not actually too bad. Right, we made it to Camp Zmela. Let's go look around. We've wandered all the way to this bush to find a fennec fox. This tree is having a nightmare. There's the covered parking. You see my beast, the only car there. Although I think there are going to be some people joining us later on. They're out messing around in the desert right now. And here's the front entrance. So here's my tent. I'm in number 25. Okay, there's one light. So nicely insulated. We've got 2 beds in here, a load of blankets and some candles. And I think this is solar powered, this, so let's switch it off as we go out. So the camp is completely surrounded by sand. We've got dunes in pretty much every direction, well, apart from the direction we came in on. That is the edge of the Grand Erg Oriental. Camels. Except it's not. Zmela. Right, here's one of the shower blocks, which is closest to my tent. Let's have a look. Absolutely pristine. Smells very clean in here, which is great. And we've got 2 shower cubicles. I won't waste that, but hot running water. Pretty impressive. If we walk in this side, which is the side facing my tent, we've got the main dining hall. Got some Christmas decorations up there, excellent. Merry Christmas. Walking round to the front of the complex, we have a bar. Let's go and check that out. There we go. Right, here's the Camp Zmela bar. Look at this. Gonna see if they can do G&Ts. So this is not a bad view as I plan out the rest of this research trip. Look at that. I'm no longer on my own. We have a huge convoy of 7 Land Cruisers and Nissan Patrols have just arrived out of the desert. I guess they're going to be staying here tonight. And take a look. They're currently gunning it up and down in the dunes out there. Now, one of these lads, one of the black Land Cruisers, managed to get himself stuck in the car park of the hotel, so I don't fancy his chances driving out there in the dunes. But look at it, amazing. One of my aims for my time in Tunisia is to see a fennec fox in the wild. I've seen one on a string near Tisavar, but I don't think that counts. So apparently there are fennec foxes around Camp Zmela. So I'm just going to wander around at dusk and see if we can find one just hanging out in the bushes. Well, this certainly looks promising in terms of footprints, but these don't look particularly fresh. You see, we're only about 1 kilometre away from the camp, so it might be a bit close. That is a definite failure on the mission to find a fennec fox, and now, as you can see, it's pretty dark, so it's time to head back to the camp, I think. Making some bread. And the bread's ready, and everyone's getting very excited about the ready bread. The bread's amazing, delicious, and now it's time for dinner. Dinner time, starting with the compulsory shorba and some flatbread. Whoop. Careful of that. Right, time for the second course. Apparently this is called tagine and it's Moroccan, but it doesn't look like tagine that I've seen from Morocco. But anyway, I'm sure it's delicious. We've got some harissa added there as well. Next course, presumably chicken. Delicious.